Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to LorePlay, Dark Souls 3, The Lights of Lothric. Last time we awoke in the Cemetery of Ash, made our way past the Hollow Grave Wardens, only to face Ludex Gundar, claim the Coiled Sword, and make our way to Firelink Shrine. Those familiar with the Souls series should be well acquainted with the name, though the area itself looks nothing like its previous incarnation. In fact, it recalls another FromSoft central hub, the Nexus from Demon Souls, and the similarities don't end there. The shrine will serve as home not only for the Champion of Ash, but many others as well. Rest assured, however, the shrine is not deserted, and we will meet its inhabitants today. Every Souls game needs a crestfallen warrior, and here he exists in the form of Hawkwood, the Deserter.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
Hawkwood, like other crestfallen warriors, mocks the Champion of Ash's chances of forcing the Lords back to their thrones. However, Hawkwood fails to mention that he too is unkindled, and his title Deserter could serve as a reference for his refusal to carry out his duty as an unkindled. However, those with a keen eye will notice similarities between his armor and that of one of our missing lords, the Abyss Watchers. But that will come into play later on. Speaking of lords, as Dark Souls 2 taught us, every lord must claim their throne, and that rule still holds true. The shrine holds thrones for 5 Lords of Cinders, and if you recall from the prologue, we only know of 3. Saint Aldridge of the Deep, Watchers of the Abyss, Yorm the Giant of the Profaned Capital. But what of the other 2? Well, seated on one of the thrones we find yet another inhabitant of the shrine, Ludleth the Exiled.
O thou unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be linked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus.
Ludleth of Corland still occupies his throne, stating he linked the fire in an age long past. One thing to note is the fact that Ludleth has no legs, leading some to believe that he has not stayed by choice. A Aware of his distinctly frail appearance, he challenges us to use the sight of his charred corpse as proof of his claim. His dialogue gives us a lot of information on the state of the world. First, in order to link the flame, 5 lords are required. Second, he states the lords will be taken as kindling, meaning much like Gwen, these lords link the flame and burn to cinders. However, unlike Gwen, they must use what remaining essence they have to ignite the flame yet again. This may explain why the lords abandoned their thrones, having burned themselves to cinders, only to return to life and ask to burn yet again. Finally, he refers to the first flame as fast fading. This may mean the flame is on the verge of burning out, or as I believe, quickly consumes its fuel after every linking. All of this seems to indicate a drastic loss of effectiveness in linking the first flame, going from one accursed undead to 1 lord, and finally to 5. This leads me to speculate that many more ages have passed between the end of Dark Souls 2 to 3 than between 1 to 2, and seems to foreshadow an ultimate end, where the flame, having consumed everything, even the abyss, leaves nothing. The final throne belongs to Holy King Lothric, last hope of his line. While we won't be talking about Lothric for a while, his importance to the narrative of Dark Souls 3 cannot be understated, so any references to him and his kingdom will be noted throughout the series. All roads lead to Lothric, both the kingdom and the man. But enough about the lords for now. Heading into a tunnel, we meet the Shrine Handmaid.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
She serves as a shop that features into a later NPC's questline, and, more importantly, a later area of the game. Her most interesting aspect is the ability to improve her selection of goods with the use of umbral ash, outright stating that she will craft new items from the ash of the dead, and also makes a sly comment on the natural state of all undead, the need to feed upon death. The next inhabitant is most likely to be heard before seen, and anyone who's played Dark Souls 1 will know the unending hammering of Andre of Astora.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust? A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose. Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Now, I know a lot of people don't like or understand why Andre's here, but hear me out. In Dark Souls 2, it's stated that as long as an undead has a purpose, they will not go hollow. It's a given then that Andre would be just fine acting as a blacksmith through the annals of time. Yes, it's a fluff callback to 1, but it doesn't really bother me. Also, he's just a blacksmith, and that's really about it. Finally, we meet our waifu for this journey, the Fire Maiden doll. All kidding aside, let's talk to the Firekeeper.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end I am at thy side. Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels.
Aside from being an amalgam of all the previous Soulsborne level up ladies, there's not really a lot to her other than what's on the page. But let's look a little into the purpose of the Firekeepers, and see how that's evolved. In Dark Souls 1, the Firekeepers were in charge of maintaining specific bonfires which served as extensions of the First Flame. The Keeper's souls were so entwined with their specific bonfires that snuffing out their life would extinguish the bonfire's flame. In 2, almost all had died, and the ones left existed outside of space and time, leaving Shanalot, the Emerald Herald, as the last remaining Firekeeper. And the accursed undead, now unable to strengthen themselves at the bonfire, instead had to rely on the Herald to do so, forever tying the undead's power to the Firekeepers. And now in 3, we have a blind blank slate whose singular purpose is to grant the Champion of Ash the strength to link the flame, almost as if the role had been refined over the ages. Don't you think? Now that we've met everyone, we should explore the shrine a little more than not at all. To the left of the shrine's entrance, we discover a hostile NPC known as the Swordmaster. After defeating him, he drops the Master Set, along with the Uchi Katana. Behind him lays a gate locked from the other side leading into the bell tower of Firelink Shrine. However, if you have the souls for it, the handmaid will sell you a key to the ruined tower on the opposite side of the shrine. Making our way past the giant tree from Dark Souls 2, we unlock the tower, and at its pinnacle, we find a bridge to the bell tower, and an unlocked gate. Inside we discover an elevator to the top, and there we find the corpse of a Firekeeper, and an item. Soul of a Firekeeper who is said to have returned from the Abyss. This Firekeeper preserves the bonfire and serves its champion. She is said to have soothed and accepted the dark sigil, which has tainted her soul. And yet, her soul will one day embed itself in the bosom of another Firekeeper. We know about Firekeepers and the Abyss, but this is the first we've heard of the dark sigil, which will come into play later. So for now, let's move on. Back inside the tower, we discover a treacherous path down. After carefully landing on a casket, we discover the Firekeeper's set. The Firekeepers were robbed of light to better serve as vessels for souls. Only those who cherished the writhing, searing darkness were given the Keeper's black attire. The phrase robbed of light stands out most for me. It may explain the Firekeeper's singular purpose of strengthening the Unkindled One. Perhaps the removal of their light also removes any sense of self and personality, leaving nothing but a tool to ensure the linking of the flame. After safely making our way down to the bottom of the tower, we find a corpse pile of all of the previous Firekeepers, and on that pile we discover the Estus Ring. Ring entrusted to a certain Firekeeper, but in the end she never met her champion, and the ensuing tragic farce became a favorite tale of the masses. We may never know who this Firekeeper was, nor does it seem to matter. However, we do know the champion who failed to meet her, Gundair. Somehow, as penance for his failure to link the flame, he was made a test for all future chosen Ash. It would seem that those tasked with linking the flame pay a high price in failing to do so. Now that we've explored Firelink and met its current inhabitants, it's time to return the lords to their thrones. Thrusting the coiled sword into the shrine bonfire, we travel to the High Wall of Lothric. But that's a story for another day. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Leonard, also known as Dr. Faust, and be sure to join me next time as we travel to and through the High Wall of Lothric. And from what I can tell, the architecture doesn't match any other area in the game.